Hello friends, my name is Marina and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make strawberry lime macarons. These macarons I filled with strawberry ganache and lime confit. The macaron shells I made two colors and I use natural food coloring. They're so easy to make, and if you follow my instructions, you will be amazed with the texture and the taste of these macarons. If you're ready, let's get started. First, we're gonna make strawberry ganache. For the ganache, we need white chocolate, strawberry puree, glucose syrup, and unsalted butter. The strawberry puree, I'm using this one, and I'm gonna leave the link below the video where I got this puree. It's liquid puree, it's not frozen. It's really good quality. But you can also use homemade or frozen puree if you like. Semi-melt white chocolate in a microwave or using double boiler method and warm up strawberry puree. I use microwave. Puree is also warm. Then add strawberry puree into melted chocolate in about 2-3 parts at the time and mix with a spatula. That's the Valrhona method and I'm using when I'm making ganache. Make sure you're mixing well with a spatula. And if you're using frozen or homemade puree, I highly recommend boiling before mixing with the chocolate. Mix well, then add glucose syrup. And if you don't have glucose syrup, you can substitute with inverted sugar or honey. Keep mixing with a spatula. Then add butter. I usually cut butter in small pieces and then I add to the ganache. Then use immersion blender and emulsify. This ganache has natural color from strawberry puree. And if you like, you can add food coloring. Mix with spatula again and then transfer into flat container or plate. Look at this ganache. I love natural colors. Then cover with the plastic wrap to contact and refrigerate for at least 6 hours or overnight if you like. Now let's make lime confit. We need lime juice, Pectin NH, lime, and white granulated sugar. We need to mix sugar and Pectin NH. You cannot substitute Pectin NH with different cornstarch, for example, or different pectin. Pectin NH is a main ingredient for the confit, and I'm gonna leave the link below this video. Then in a saucepan, add lime juice. I just squeeze a few limes. Then over medium heat, warm up this lime juice. You can also use lime puree if you have. Warm up juice to about 40 degrees, then add sugar mixture with the pectin and keep mixing with a spatula or whisk. We need to bring this mixture to the boil. It really doesn't take too long. When you see bubbles on the sides and in the middle of the saucepan, Then turn off the heat and add lime zest. I'm using just one lime. Then cut this lime and add lime juice into Confit, just from 1/2. And mix with a whisk or spatula. Then transfer lime confit into pastry bag or into flat container. I like to use pastry bag and lay it flat like this on a countertop. And then I'm transferring into baking sheet pan and refrigerating until use. For macaron shells, we need almond flour, white granulated sugar, powdered sugar, and egg whites. I'm using room temperature egg whites. And 2 different food coloring, lime and red. I'm using from Haute Collection. This is new food coloring that just came out. They are natural, gel, water-based food coloring. The first step when I'm making macaron shells, I'm usually sifting almond flour and powdered sugar. I'm sifting about 2-3 times. It all depends on your almond flour. Then in a mixing bowl of stand mixer, add egg whites and white granulated sugar. I'm not gonna go over details how I make my French meringue. I'm gonna leave link to separate video on how to make perfect stable French meringue for macarons. If you watch my previous videos, then you know how I add white granulated sugar into egg whites. Set up timer for 15 minutes and whip on a medium-high speed. When time is up, stop the mixer. And this is what we have. French meringue, very stable, glossy. Add almond flour mixture into French meringue and start folding. But you have to be very careful right now because we're not going to be folding until this lava consistency, because we're going to be separating butter into 2 different parts. You see the consistency? Now just add about half of that batter into mixing bowl. And we're gonna color with the food coloring. You can separate into 2 or 3 parts of the butter and color into different colors or shades if you like. I separate it into 2 different parts, and then to each part I'm adding food coloring and just keep folding. When you're done with one part and you have this lava consistency, then transfer this butter into prepared pastry bag. I'm using Wilton 12 round piping tip. Then start coloring another part of this butter. I used green shade and I'm using separate spatula here, and start folding butter until it flows fast from the spatula or lava consistency. And I show many times in my videos the consistency for macaron shells. Then transfer into another pastry bag with a round tip. This is just easiest way. I'm making 2 colors from one batch. Now let's pipe macaron shells. I have 2 baking sheet pans and 2 baking mats prepared, and I'm piping macaron shells. Make sure you holding piping bag straight, and you see the way I'm piping, I'm using just one color and then another one on the same baking mat. Why I'm doing this? I just want my macaron shells to have the same fit. This recipe enough for 2 baking mats that I'm using. Then tap the tray a few times, and if you have any air bubbles, you can use toothpick. This one we have, and then finish with the second tray. I just want you to take a look at this macaron shells, the color from Natural Food Coloring. Tap the tray. These are 2 colors I used. Then let macaron shells to dry on a countertop. And bake in preheated oven at 300 Fahrenheit for 14 to 16 minutes. And I want to show you how they look inside. The recipe and full directions will be below this video. Natural Food Coloring, 2 different macaron shells. And now the fun part, let's fill these macarons with lime confit and strawberry ganache. Check the consistency of the ganache, it should be soft a little bit. Remove the plastic wrap and transfer into pastry bag with round piping tip. Look at the color and the texture of this ganache. No food coloring added. The ganache tastes really delicious. And the lime confit already in a pastry bag. Macaron shells I paired with the similar sizes, 2 different colors. And I'm laying flat on a countertop. This is just easiest way to fill. The first, pipe ganache on a flat side of 1 macaron shell. Just take a look, ganache is stable and shiny. All natural, no food coloring added. Now lime confit. Cut a little tip in a pastry bag and pipe right in the center of this ganache. The confit has this kind of jelly consistency, it's not runny. That's why I highly recommend to use Pectin NH and not to substitute with different pectin or cornstarch. And now assemble macarons. Just sandwich 2 different shells and make sure there is no ganache coming out from the sides of the macaron. That's what we have. My favorite part. Then transfer filled macarons into airtight container and refrigerate for at least 12 hours. Macarons needs to mature before you can enjoy them. If you like this video, please hit like, subscribe, and follow me for more recipes. Happy baking!